If you're watching this video, visualization, manifestation, and actualization is the formula to bring whatever you want into fruition. I brought receipts as proof, not only so that you know that it's real, but to teach you the technique so that you can apply it and do it yourself. I'm going to tell you a story, and I wrote the details down so that I can have it together and share with you how this technique worked for me. So here it go. In 2016, I sat on a bench outside a federal courtroom for 2 hours, meditating, visualizing a desired outcome that I wanted to materialize. And to manifest this, I actualized it by showing up 2 hours early so that I could visualize what I wanted to happen. By using visualization, it enabled me to make up the events how I wanted them to happen. For the entire 2 hour period, I sat with my hands on my legs, back straight, eyes closed, and I paced my breathing by doing like this. Breathing this way enabled me to control my anxiety, fear, and doubt of any kind. The 2 hours are up now, and it's time for me to go into this courtroom. FYI, I represented myself. As everyone took their places, seating themselves, the judge walks in. All rise. Then the events began. The U.S. attorney started to engage his points, but the judge stopped him and said, I have something to say, and I believe we're not going to have to go any further after this. We're all looking around, a bit shocked because no one knew what was about to happen, except for me. This is how much faith and confidence I had visualizing what would happen, because what I visualized was happening in real time. This is when my vision manifested actualizing itself. The judge goes on a rant about the circumstances and what it would mean to continue on with the matter. After several minutes of the judge talking and carefully stating his considerations, he then orders the matter terminated. All you heard was, what just happened? That's what people really asking. They were like, what just happened? Everyone's looking around with surprise and a loss for words. Everyone looks over at me and stares for just a brief moment. I look around the courtroom with a big smile on my face because it happened the exact way I visualized it to happen. I walked out of the courtroom with exclamations from everyone, giving me congratulations. And some people were saying, man, you're lucky. Even the judge, before dismissing the court, said to me, have a nice life, Mr. North. Now, I know you're wondering, what was this matter that got terminated? What was this all about? And remember, I told you, I brought receipts. Here it is right here. This is the receipt right here. What this matter was about, it was about this right here. A 60-month term of supervised release, federal probation. And as you can see, it says it's hereby ordered terminated on the date, September 20, 2016. It says, like I told you, he is representing himself. And here is the difference. This was a 60-month term that was ordered on March 13, 2006. It began on April 10th, 2015. And as you can see between the two dates, April 10, 2015, September 20th, 2016, that's a 17-month difference. So I had only did supervised release probation for 17 months total. Yes, I did prison time in federal prison. I did 13 years. So when I got out, I was in the halfway house for quite some time. And then once I got out the halfway house, then, the probation started. Now, there's a little bit more context that I should share at some time with this, but the gist of everything that I told you is true. The story is true. How it happened was true. I was 2 hours early. That was my actualization of being there. I sat outside that courtroom for 2 hours, meditating, visualizing what would happen. When we went in the court, everything that I actually visualized in my mind actually was happening in real time. And I walked out of there completely done with federal probation, which is what I had intended on doing, was ending it early. Now, the key to this is one key factor. I did not file any paperwork for this to be terminated. This was not a hearing about a probation status. This was just a hearing on whether or not they were going to put me back in the halfway house. And the judge was like, just basically decided like, no, we're just going to go ahead and end this. Now, at some point in time, I will go more into this story and give you a whole bunch more, because believe me, this is an exciting story that I can tell you. But as it stands, what I'm telling you, it is true. Visualization will manifest things. But in that manifestation, there's an actualization that has to happen. And this is how it works. You see it. The manifestation is the spiritual process to bring it into tangibility. And you have to do things to make it tangible, and that's the actualization of it. So there you have it.